So picture this. You're at a party, maybe a work event, the drinks are flowing, and you can just feel that pressure to have one start to build. Saying no can feel like you're walking a social tightrope. So today, we're going to break down a complete survival guide on how to gracefully refuse a drink and just navigate this whole situation with total confidence.
Right. This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? What do you do? How do you say no when someone just keeps pushing? It can feel absolutely impossible. But hey, don't worry. I want you to think of this as your personal tactical briefing for social success. Let's dive in. Okay, first things first, we've got to reframe the whole situation. So instead of thinking of it as just a friendly gathering, I want you to start thinking of the drinking table as a kind of social battlefield. And on this battlefield, your weapons are social grace and some quick thinking. Trust me, getting this mindset right is key. So what does winning on this battlefield actually look like? Well, it's not about emptying your glass. Victory is all about strengthening your connections with people and leaving with your health and well-being totally intact. See, the real goal here is engagement, not intoxication. And this right here is probably the most crucial part of the whole thing, shifting your mindset. You got to move from that old way of thinking, feeling defensive, worrying that refusing is rude or that you're going to ruin the mood. And you need to shift to a new mindset, one where you realize refusing isn't rude, it's managing. You're not the one ruining the mood. The person who won't take no for an answer is. And you don't have to defend yourself. You just have to take the initiative. So how do we do that? Well, you know what they say. The best defense is a good offense. So as soon as you get there, be the first to order something non-alcoholic. Or you can just announce your role for the night right away. Something like, "Hey everyone, I'm the designated sober person tonight." It just sets the tone immediately. And more importantly, it shifts the focus away from what's in your glass and onto the conversation itself. Okay, but what if taking the initiative isn't enough? What if someone challenges you directly? Well, that's when you deploy your core defense strategy. Think of it as having an arsenal of unbeatable excuses ready to go. These are your three main lines of defense. Super easy to remember. First, you've got the health card, which uses a medical reason. Second is the responsibility card, citing a duty like driving everyone home safely. And third, the future card, which could be anything from a huge meeting tomorrow to trying for a baby. They're simple, they're powerful, and they tap into things everyone understands. Let's start with the strongest one. The health card. This one is your ace in the hole. It's just brilliant. Because honestly, what reasonable person is going to argue with doctor's orders? The moment you mention your health, the debate just ends. There's zero social fallout, it's direct, it's totally credible, and it's non-negotiable. But let's say you're in a situation where even excuses feel like too much of a confrontation. Well, it's time to level up to some advanced on-table tactics. These are more subtle maneuvers you can use to avoid the conflict altogether. I love this one. It's the art of visual deception, or as we're calling it, color camouflage. Just look at this. In a dimly lit restaurant or a bar, mineral water can easily pass for something like baijiu. Dark grape juice, a perfect stand-in for red wine. And oolong tea, come on, it's a dead ringer for beer. It's such a simple visual trick, and it works like a charm. And beyond just camouflage, you've got a few other evasive maneuvers in your playbook. First up is the swap. For every little sip of alcohol you take, drink a whole glass of water. Then there's the safe haven, making a few strategic trips to the restroom to accidentally miss a round of toasts. And finally, my favorite, the half-cup rule. Just never finish your drink. People totally lose track of how much you've actually had. You look like you're part of it, but you're always in complete control. Okay, so these physical tactics are really effective, but let's be real. Your ultimate tool, your most powerful weapon, is always going to be your language. The right words can turn a super awkward moment into a really positive social interaction. It's all about addressing their need for connection without you having to compromise. Let's look at a few ways to do that. This one is just brilliant. It's the flattery technique. You're not just refusing a drink, you're actually elevating the other person. You praise them, you compliment their ability, all while humbly excusing your own. It makes them feel great about themselves, and they totally forget they were even pressuring you. You're still toasting them, just with a different drink in your hand. Next up, and this one's perfect for more casual settings with friends, is a little self-deprecating humor. You could say something like this. "Oh, trust me, you do not want to hear my drunk singing. I'm basically saving everyone's ears by staying sober tonight."
By making a lighthearted joke at your own expense, you completely change the mood and give a really fun reason for not drinking. And finally, we have the rain check. This one is so effective because it rejects the immediate request but totally affirms the social bond. When you say, I really can't tonight, but hey, I'll treat everyone soon, you're not really saying no. You're just saying, not right now. It shows you care, it shows goodwill, and it just diffuses any potential tension on the spot. So we've covered the mindset shift and a whole bunch of tactics. Now let's bring it all together and talk about what true social victory really looks like. Because it's all about adapting your approach to actually make the relationship stronger. The key here is nuance. You're not going to talk to your boss the same way you talk to your best friend, right? So with a boss or an elder, your tone is all about respect. You might express regret and then show you're still engaged by pouring drinks for others. But with friends, you can be a lot more direct and sincere. You can focus on the friendship itself and even offer to be the one to make sure they get home safe if they drink too much. And really, it all comes down to this single guiding principle. A truly successful social event is one where everybody, the host and the guests, feels comfortable and respected. Real hospitality isn't about forcing someone to do something. It's about creating an atmosphere where everyone can have a good time, completely on their own terms. So the next time you find yourself in that situation, I want you to remember this. The goal isn't to have an empty glass at the end of the night. The real point of it all is the connection, the laughter, the stories you share. Your victory is in focusing on having a full conversation. Thanks for tuning in.